Nice people are coming. I'm so glad you're taking part in this year. It's really nice to have you doing it. Yeah.
My husband Doug.
Hey, Doug.
And then John P.
How you doing? It's a pleasure. Hi. Hi. How you doing? What's your name? Josh. I'm Pete. It's a pleasure to know you. It's really nice to see you guys. So, what's your situation? Are you in school? What's happening?
So I just graduated in May, and I just started work 2 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you graduate from?
I graduated from Tufts.
Tufts is in Boston. No? Right. How about you?
I just started grad school.
God bless. Yeah. Yeah. It's always higher question, right? Where'd you go to school?
I also went to Tufts, and I just started at Pace.
Thank you. So, what kind of degree? Criminal justice?
No, it's a PsyD. It's like a PhD, but just for psychology.
What turned you on
Um,
that idea? Yeah. Good for you. So, would you like? I guess there must be psychologists on staff at institutions, right? Like at Bedford Hills or whatever, they have someone that works there full time. For example. Oh, schools, not. I thought you said criminals. What'd you say? Oh, clinical. Yeah, okay, clinical. Okay. Well, okay, you're, geez, what turned you on to that? You know? Sure. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. I am going to sing and play at the very end.
Okay, so if we need to adjust this, really kind of a mic stand. If we need to adjust it, happy to adjust it.
It's okay. Everything's cool. I'll do it. So anyway, so everybody goes around. This is at the family meal after Erev Rosh Hashanah. And everybody's meeting Isaac for the first time, you know. And his wife, hi, I'm Caroline. And I swear to God, she said, I'm a Buddhist.
I know where this is going.
But she said, I'm a flutist. So after I'm saying, well, that must be really interesting, like being with a tutorial intern, you being a Buddhist. And she goes, I'm not a Buddhist. I said, but you said you were. No, I didn't. And thank goodness somebody was standing right there, and they said, I thought that's what she said too. Yeah, it was funny. I think we'll hit it. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our annual meditation, musical meditation, and sort of a nice moment when we get to hear the many talents that reside in our temple. And I'm really excited to present to you today some just wonderful folks. I know them personally from musical experiences, and I can tell you they're wonderful folks, but also great musicians. So I'm really looking forward to it today. I guess we had a couple years off from doing this, and I know I missed it terribly. You know, and as we've all seen, life continues to go on, right? Things happen, and you know, we've all had our share of heartbreak in the past year. I too have had some sad moments, but it's times like these that make me feel very much at home and part of a family here at WRT when we can all get together and sort of hold each other with masks. Anyway, so we're going to start the afternoon's proceedings with Rita Friedman, who's a wonderful classical pianist. She's an author, and she's also a clinical psychologist and a longtime member of WRT, where she has served as a leader on the Racial Justice Committee. She's a founder of the WRT Lilith Salon, and she has served on the Board of Trustees. And this is Rita's 10th year of playing the piano as part of our musical meditation. And every year it's just such a pleasure to introduce her. Rita's going to just tell you a little bit about what she's going to play. And so here's Rita Friedman.
So I wanted to play some today that would be familiar to all of you, and that would also set the mood for self-reflection. I think I found the right piece. It was written in 1939. Hitler in Europe was invading Poland, starting World War II. And in Hollywood, they were filming The Wizard of Oz. And it was, Judy Garland, of course, was starring in it as a 16-year-old. The music for this film was written by Harold Arlen, who was born Hyman Arluck, the son of a cantor. And the lyrics were written by Yip Harburg, who was Isidor Huckberg. Both men had changed and Americanized their Jewish names in order to reduce anti-Semitism. They were struggling over an opening song, and finally they came up with one, Over the Rainbow. And they submitted it, finally, only to find that the studio executives felt it was too slow, impossible to sing, and they cut it from the previews. Well, the composers prevailed, and the rest is history. Harold Arlen describes this song as a music of yearning, our own personal yearning to leave the lands of Kansas in each of our lives, and our yearning to move toward a fantasy land of Oz that lies somewhere over the rainbow. And I've also thrown in a melody from Chopin that was adopted into the popular song, I'm Always Chasing Rainbows.
Beautiful. Really lovely. Thanks, Rita. Really beautiful. So Rita brought a pillow up there, and once again proving that I'm the one with the biggest, I should say the least need to have the bench raised here. Anyway, now it's a great pleasure to introduce someone whom I've gotten to know working with the adult choir here at WRT, and she's just a wonderful singer. And now, in rehearsing today for her 2 numbers, I see what a good blender she is in a choir, because she blends and doesn't, you can't tell when she's in a choir what a great soloist she is, which I think is really the mark of a true musician. So I happen to notice that today, Harriet. Harriet Racklin she's had degrees in vocal performance from Purchase College and the Manhattan School of Music. She has performed in area churches and synagogues, and given concerts, including as a soloist, at places as varied as you might assume, including Carnegie Recital Hall. At WRT, she's the past president of the Women of Reformed Judaism and chairs the Thanksgiving dinner for the visually impaired, and has done so for many years. She's lived in Scarsdale for 25 years with her husband, Doug, who was bar mitzvahed here in 1976 by Rabbi Jack Stern, which is pretty cool. They have 2 grown kids, Amanda and Josh, with whom I just had a pleasure of talking. She enjoys golf and spending time with her dog, Max. And we assume Max feels the same, right? So I'm going to ask Harriet to kind of tell you about what I'm going to accompany her, tell you what we're going to do.
Hello, is this on? No? It will be? Test? Here we go. Okay. Shana Tova, everybody. The first piece we're going to do is by Stephen Sondheim, as his first yahrzeit will be next month, actually. Thought it might be nice to honor his memory in that way. This is a song, I Remember. It's from an unusual production of Evening Primrose, and it was actually a television production, written, filmed, shown on ABC in like 1967. It's kind of a Twilight Zone-esque story about a poet named Charles who decides to escape everyday life by going to a department store and living there overnight, and just a recluse from life. Well, there's a community of people there that live at night in the department store in New York, and he meets this woman, Ella, who's 19, and there's some romantic overtones. Then he finds out that she's been there since she's 6 years old, and she's 19 now. So he asks her, what do you remember of the outside world since you've been living in the department store all these years? And this song, I Remember, is her response. I remember sky, it was blue as ink, or at least sort of haze, and the bluest ink isn't really sky. And at times I think I would gladly die for a day of sky. Thank you. This next song is also a sort of World War II era song, written by, lyrics by Irving Kahal, music by Sammy Fain. And I think it just speaks about the memory of the ones we love, which is, I think, you know, the essence of what today is about. That if we take those that we love with us, you know, that they're always in our hearts. This is, I'll remember you. I'll be seeing you. I did that last week, too. Okay. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So this next man is an old partner in crime. Now we've worked together on the musical meditation for a few years now. And I also know him because he taught for many years with an old buddy of mine. And so not as only is he a musician, but I know him to be a true mensch. He's a wonderful guy. Mark Tartell. He recently retired as a music educator in Briarcliff Manor Schools, where he directed award-winning high school bands, taught digital and classroom music, and led elementary student courses during his career from 1999 to 2020. He earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in music from the Juilliard School and performed with the Mexican State Symphony Orchestra as principal trombone. Mark has been performing as principal euphonium with the Westchester Symphonic Winds Concert Band since 2011. And the euphonium is such a particular instrument. I think it's such a beautiful sound. You'll see what I mean. It's just this gorgeous, mellow tone, especially in the hands of Mark. His proudest accomplishments as an educator and musical artist have been realized through collaborations with colleagues, and I don't doubt that. Most recently, Mark and his family are excited to commission a new composition for wind ensemble by Michael Markowski, which will be premiered by the Westchester Symphonic Winds. The composition, Desert Sage, was commissioned by the Tartell family in 2022 to honor their love of music and the Westchester Symphonic Winds, Kurt Ebersole, conductor and music director. That piece, Desert Sage, will be premiered by Westchester Symphonic Winds on November 6th at Tarrytown Music Hall. So we want to make sure to take note of that. So today we're going to play a piece by the great Argentinian composer Astor Piazzolla, and he calls this Cafe 130. I don't know how well you know Astor Piazzolla, but he was a great tango master, and he took the unusual step of creating a new form of tango, which he called Nuevo Tango. And so people commenced, you don't mess with the tango in Argentina, right? So people were throwing food, fruit and stuff, tomatoes when he would perform. But by the time he was a grand master and revered the world over, they were throwing money. He was a giant in the music, and I'm just so thrilled to play this piece today with Mark Tartell. You think that's easy? Yeah. Yeah, Mark, beautiful. I so like having the opportunity to play music by various composers, and this next one is really quite a nice surprise for me. We're going to, wait, do I see Jamie? Oh, there you are. You know what? I was looking for the colors you were wearing before. I'm so sorry. Jamie Reutman is new to this little celebration, and what a nice addition. As I'm sure you'll see, she has this beautiful family here, and lives real local, right around the temple here somewhere. So anyway, it's just a pleasure. She and her family moved to Scarsdale in March 2020 from the Upper West Side. I've heard of that. Jamie and her husband Mark have 3 young sons and 2 mini golden doodles. She got her BA in vocal performance from Muhlenberg College and sings with small opera companies in the New York City area. I'm going to let Jamie kind of tell you a little bit about what we're doing. It was such a lovely surprise to me to get to know this particular music. And so with that, how about Jamie Reutman? Come on up. Is this okay to be here? You want to hold this, or you want to put it on the stand? All right, I'll do it for you.
Thanks for having me. That's the hardest part. I will be singing The Mourner's Kaddish, but it was composed by Maurice Ravel in 1914. He was Catholic, but a Jewish soprano, whose name escapes me, actually commissioned him to compose this. He wrote this right before he went to go fight in World War I. And it is still sung today, and people don't realize that he actually did compose this. It's not his most known. But here we go.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jamie Reitman. So I was just thinking how, you know, when you lose someone, we've all had that experience. I think the hard part is the little things, you know? I remember when my wife passed, the hardest part was, you know, going to get my toothpaste out and seeing her little things there, you know? And so that's kind of always struck me, you know, it's not the big stuff. The big stuff is obvious. It's that little stuff, you know? And I think the great blessing when we can find some kind of comfort or a little smile when we see the little things, you know? At least that's my hope. And this song I'm going to do for you now sort of gets to that sort of concept. I want to thank our sound people because they've been having to chase me around. What mic is he on now? So thanks. A cigarette that bears lipstick traces, airline tickets to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant, a fairground's painted swings, these foolish things remind me of you.
somehow we were meant to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer. A telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me, and when you did that to me, I knew somehow we were meant to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer. A telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. What a great job by our guest soloists here, Rita Friedman, Harriet Racklin, my man, Mark Tartell, and Jamie Reutman. Just beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing your gifts for all to share. And from my family to yours, we wish you the sweetest of New Year's. God bless. Thank you.